Shalom, first and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakach that belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopeful elect, shalom unto you. Your brother Shaquat with a video. Actually, it's the lamb back off the Elder Manat Zagba's page. I'm going to pull it up right now. And it's not really, of course, I got the copyright disclaimer. Not that I'm concerned about him pulling the copyright disclaimer, but the original footage, so they don't come back and try to say this is not for monetary value or gain or anything like that. Strictly for educational purposes only. So let me go to his video, and I'll even share with you his page. But pretty sure if you know my page, you know his page. All right, here the video is here. Okay, this is the video I'm going to react to. Not to the first part of Jake on the left or whatever he is on the left, but the Edomite on the right, which she gives off Edomite vibes, right? But the elder's page is GMS South Carolina 08. All right. If you're not subscribed, where the hell you been at? Subscribe and be edified, right? So let me get into this.
Allows you to discover anything that you have a burning
her part right here,
know.
and just to say this, the elder said it was funny. I got to about mostly through her video, and then I just paused it and was like, I'm gonna do a video on just her segment. That's how the Spirit kind of hit me to just do one on her segment, and I stopped it up. I loaded up the precepts I had, and then I was like, you know what, I can't actually do the video just yet, so I'm not in time and space to do it. So let me go ahead and finish watching this video. Plus, he may say things that I'm planning on saying, which at the end, he ended up not going where I was going to go with it. But he did mention that someone else could go where I was going to go with it. So, yeah, so that's just the Spirit. All right, so I am going to go into the book of Job, okay? And that's going to be pretty much what we're going to do here. All right, but let me let you hear her part, and if there's other precepts that come to mind, I'll throw those out there. But, yeah, without further ado.
God is the villain in the story of Job.
Now,
Let's go past this guy real quick. Let me get to the point. So, like, yeah.
God is the villain in the story of Job. So many times Christians reference this story basically to tell me how important faith is. However, I cannot understand how God comes across as anything but the villain in this story. So I reread the story just to make sure I wasn't remembering anything incorrect.
Only an Edomite will say some shit like that. Only somebody that's been influenced heavily by Edomites. It's an Edomite ideology, man. Calling the Most High the villain. Okay? You got to be out of your mind. This is why all the turmoil and whatnot is going on earth, because people with mind states like this. Okay, and you white people, you Edomites, you guys make it to a point where Jake now is like, well, it's kind of right. They start saying dumb shit. Okay? Well, they kind of make a point. No, they don't make a point. Your ass just wicked. That's all it boils down to. But that's why Jacob's trouble is going to be, this downfall is going to be hard, man. And Jacob's trouble is going to remind the earth that the Most High is willing to whoop his own people. Okay? As well as the other nations. That's why the elect is going to be so the mercy that the elect get is going to be so amazing. Lord willing, of course, right? That I'm of the elect. But somebody's of the elect for sure, and it's going to be amazing how those people are delivered, man. All right? So let me continue playing it, then I'll get into it.
And oh my God, it's worse than I even remembered.
My fault. Salaki. But he said, the elder said, yeah, that Job 38 through 40, and that was exactly where my mind went before he even said it. I was like, let me load it up, because I already know them chapters there, man, the way the Most High hits in them chapters, man. Okay? So anyway.
So if you're not familiar, this is the story of
I'll let her
Job,
go
and I'm
over it.
only going to go through literally the first chapter because honestly, I probably have to do a whole series because there's so much here. But the story of Job is basically this man who God views as blameless and perfect and wonderful. And I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see. So Job is living his life, loving God, and this happens. The angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. So I know that like Satan is maybe translated as like the accuser or something. So most Christians believe this is the devil, Satan, but
devil's
maybe
the
it's actually
accuser.
not.
Satan is the
Regardless,
adversary.
so Satan comes and says, "Hey, God, I'm here." And God wants to show off Job. And so he says, "Have you considered my servant Job? No one is like him. He's blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." And Satan basically is taunting God in response. And he says, "Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has?" Basically saying that, well, look, of course Job loves you. You give him all this good stuff. But verse 11 says, "Now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he surely will curse you to your face." And what?
Now, I already had it in my spirit days ago, well, probably weeks now that I'm thinking about it, and I hadn't gotten around to the spirit wasn't on me to do it again. I kind of went into this, but I like to go into the book of Job, and you look at the book of Job from the perspective of the elect, okay, or at least starting off as the hopeful elect. When we read the book of Job, you got to look at it as a man of the elect, using Job's story to what's going on now. Okay, it don't matter if you had anything in the world, but the elect will not turn their back on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, the elect, like Job, the elect will not turn their back on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, they're not wired and programmed and cut from that type of cloth. They're not. It's not going to happen. All right, that integrity of Job. All right. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna back it up with a quick scripture, what I kind of half quoted, and I'll continue the video. All right, Romans 8:28. I'll start here, and I'm gonna read all the way down to the end. It's not that much further, but 10, 11 verses. But yeah, I'm gonna read through it, and it's pretty straightforward, right? It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, Yahweh." It was the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, okay? By Hashem Yahushai, in the name of Yahweh Shai, who is his only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? To them who are called according to his purpose. So there's a purpose for this. And Job is a book that speaks to the elect in the fact of if the Most High has a purpose for you, you cannot deny that purpose. You're going to fulfill that purpose regardless, okay? And the greatest purpose is to be that of the elect, all right? It says, "For whom he did foreknow," it says, and Jeremiah wrote, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and ordained thee to be I forgot how it goes, and ordained thee to be a prophet unto the nations," right? Then it says here, who he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son. And that capital S Son is speaking of Yahweh Shai, to be part of that anointed, right? The elect. It says that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Okay. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. Okay. So no matter what, the elect will be justified as Job was justified. Okay, Job went through hell, man, but he was justified at the end. Okay, it says, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. Right? What shall we say then to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? Satan. Okay, that's the Satan. Hey, you can't. Why would you? Why would you want to even test Job when he said, you threw out those like she said, those taunting words? Well, if you protect him, then how could I ever? You just keep him. You gave him all these things. If you take all these things, he'll curse you. Okay, well, then she's gonna go on and say more about it. But in the next verse, she said, well, if you keep his health, if you give him his health, then if you keep his life together, then hey, of course he ain't gonna turn his back on you. The Most High said, okay, you can do whatever you want to him, you just can't kill him. All right, and we all know how that turned out for Job. All right. But I'm gonna continue reading, and we're gonna see what she says. But let me finish reading this. But that's an important verse in 31. What shall I say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? Okay. He that spared not his own son, he chastised Yahushua and had him beaten to death. So we have to be able to walk in that same way and understand that those same things are gonna come to us. We're going to have those same situations come on to us. Okay, a servant is not greater than his Lord, right? But delivered him up for us all on our behalf, right? How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Okay, because Job got a lot. Job got everything twofold, right? Who shall lay up, and I want to get that later, but who shall lay up anything to the charge to the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth, right? Who is he that condemneth? Is it Yahushua that died? Yea, rather, that is risen again? He was justified because he was risen again. Who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who maketh intercession for us? Who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach Yahushua? Shall tribulation or distress, things that Job went through, right? Or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword, and things that the elect got to go through. All of these, this list is Job went through and the elect will go through. Okay, he got tongue lashings from his home, from the people around. Speaking of Job, as we get them from the people around us as well, whether it be family, whether it be random people walking up and down the street when we teach, online, whatever. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us, though. Okay? For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Mashiach Yahushua, our Lord. So you can't separate us from the Heavenly Father. Like Job couldn't be separated. Okay? It just ain't gonna happen. All right? Right back in the video.
What is God's response? Not, get out of here, Satan. Don't be ridiculous. I can see the future. Let me tell you what would happen. No. God says, bet, basically. So that's what God does. God says, okay, Satan, you can take all these things from him. He loses all of his cattle. He loses all of his wealth. And then he loses his children. And so at the end of, this is all in the first chapter. At the end of the first chapter, this is what we see. So Job is understandably incredibly upset. And at the end of the chapter, it says, in all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
So the takeaway is that God orchestrated this. God said, yeah, let's do this. This is a good idea. So clearly God is responsible.
So I must say, and the important thing, as I said, for the elect to understand is, it's a righteous thing that the Most High has done this unto us. He's gave us these experiences. Okay? It's important that we've been brought through this furnace of adversity, and I'm gonna grab that in a second. I'm gonna let her finish. She's almost done. But it's better for us, and I got precepts on it, but it's better that we go through this. Okay, let me finish.
These things that are happening to Job. And Job's only crime was being faithful to God when he had good things. And what God is looking for is for Job to not blame God for the things that God did. I can't.
And see, because as a woman and as a simple-minded person, you don't understand. Like, one thing about these young jakes, whether they be entertainers, especially the athletes, they'll tell you what made them great was going through the hell of growing up in the hood and in impoverished situations. Okay, that helped them become great. The hardness that Joe Jackson raised the Jacksons with made that family a great family. Okay, made them diligent, made them hardworking, made them perfectionists. Okay, made them stronger than most. Okay, you got to look at it that way. I hate to compare the Most High to Joe Jackson. Okay, but but just saying. Okay, there's a purpose for this, and people just want to have it on easy mode the whole way. People just love to keep like, man, especially you Edomites, man. Y'all just want life on easy mode. And then Jake get envious of Edomites and be like, man, I want on easy mode too. I have to be I should be able to have. I'm just going on and complaining, man. Not seeing the benefit of having to work for things, of having to hear the word no, and being obedient to that no and having a good mind about it. How many times for you parents out there that will watch these videos, have your parents told you no and they expect you to have a good for something you really wanted, and then they still expect you to have a good attitude about hearing no? Okay? No, you can't have it. Put it back. You be like, dang, man. They don't even want you to have that dang, man, mentality. Said something to my daughter, and it kind of fits. She's like, it's okay, Dad, if you say no. I said, yeah, that's cool, but really, you should have already not asked and said no before you asked me. You should have already been like no already. Like Job, or even like when, using the same analogy of our parents telling us no, should already have the mind of like, you know what, I don't really need it. I'll ask, and when I hear no, I'm not going to be disappointed. Do I need it? Hey, is it all right if I get this? Closed mouths don't get fed and all of that. But at the same time, it's like some things you just know you don't need. You really don't need that. You see? So being able to, and that's what the elect have to learn. Hey, man, I don't need that woman. Hey, I don't need this other situation. I don't need, an abundance of money. I don't need, these other situations to come into my life, because they can make life worse. They say money, more problems, and I'm just using money as an example. But something is coming to your life, and it's not, something that you think could be a help to you. You finally get it, and it be what will take you out. Okay, there's a curse on the lottery winners. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. People that win the lottery, something bad happens to them. They die, or they end up strung out on drugs or something crazy. Okay, that's how you got to think about some things. Okay, but having a right mind to someone telling you no about it, it shouldn't change you. It should be like, oh, okay, I guess I wasn't for me, and move on. All right, let me let her get her last little 2 cents in.
It's so frustrating to read this, because this is such a prime example of how Christianity refuses to hold God responsible for anything. Nothing is ever God's fault, even when it's so clear that, yeah, this is exactly God's responsibility. Why shouldn't Job charge God with wrongdoing? God did those.
And yep, that's where it's at, right? But you also got to know that the Most High gave Job everything he had also. All right? So let me grab that. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 11, and verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. Okay, so he gives you all of these things, all of these situations. All right. So the good that you get, thank the Most High. The bad that you get, thank the Most High and ask Him to get the lesson. When you get the good, ask Him, thank Him, and ask Him what He wants you to do with it. Okay? These are the important things that you should be thinking in all situations. This is what the elect is learning. This is what we're out there learning. Okay? To have understanding of these things and to have appreciation for the Most High giving us these things, especially the adversity, because we know it yielded peaceable fruits that you may exercise and grow thereby. Like I said, I'm going to grab that one. Okay? And if you go on down, yep, let me read this. 15, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from Him. Okay? All right? So these are the things that you really glory. That's why He loves Solomon so much, which we understand, whom Solomon became, who he was in the spirit. But Solomon, he didn't ask for riches. When he asked for something, he was like, give me a righteous mind, the wisdom to rule such a great people. And he said, since you asked for wisdom and not riches, I'm gonna give you both. Okay, this is the type of mind state we gotta have. Okay, but Jake is following an Edomite, growing up around Edomites on a planet where it's ran by Edomites. You're not gonna have that mentality, but the elect is gonna have it, like Job had it. Straight to the point in Hebrews 12 and 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Okay, it seems to be, I'm not in trouble, so everything's all good. Because why are we going through this whole situation? Why do we have to go through this whole garden situation with Adam and Eve all the way down till now? So we'll learn how to judge and how to rule in righteousness and in complete balance. Okay, so we can understand the situation, how you have to discern things in different situations. Okay, you can't just be like, well, he a thief, kill him. It don't work that way. Like the scriptures tell you that if somebody steal it to feed his soul, hey, you just supposed to make him have to pay it back. It ain't the same thing. So learning that discernment of the two is different. Okay, now you have to pay back sevenfold, if I recall. I believe that's in Deuteronomy. All right, but there's a certain way that this has to go about. All right, so we have to experience this. So, and going through this experience, we end up earning being the judges of the earth, being kings of the earth. Okay, back in Hebrews 12, it says, nevertheless, afterward, after the chastisement, right, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them that are exercised thereby. Because we gain experience and wisdom out of it. Okay, we get the lesson out of it, right? Okay, this is Acts 9. And I'm going to start at verse 15. It's speaking of Saul. Okay, but when you understand this, I don't want to get into the situation of it exactly, but this is the response. And you can liken the thought of this as unto the elect, because Job is of the elect, Paul is of the elect. Okay, so and they're going to go through similar situations in the elect today that are here today, as Paul and Job are here today, or they've been back in these times, I should say, if you understand reincarnation, if thou canst tell. They have to go through it as well as the us that are on the planet today. We got to go through it. All right, it says, but the Lord Yahweh said unto him, well, Yahweh Shai said unto them, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. He's of the elect, to bear my name before the Gentiles, right, and kings and the children of Israel, for I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. Okay, and then we have to be willing, and what Bruce Lee said, or the quote that they say Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough, one must do, and willing, one must act, or something like that. I forgot how it goes. Oh yeah, Knowing is not enough, one must apply. Willing is not enough, one must do. Okay, so you got to go through it. I'm willing to die for you, Lord. Well, prove it. Same thing with Job. I'm going to prove it. Okay? And we're going to suffer for his name's sake, right? 1 Peter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are the partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Okay? We're partakers of his sufferings. Okay? So we got to take that. Hey, and let me grab it now. Matter of fact, back in Romans chapter 8, the 18th verse, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Okay, so yeah, we'll gladly take these L's on this side, man. It's not even close. The glory that's going to be revealed in the elect. The persecution the elect take is not even close to the glory that will be revealed through the elect. Okay? And I would believe the opposite about the 2/3. The condemnation of the 2/3 is going to be great. It's not going to be eternal, but it'll be great. All right? So now I'm going to go to Job, the 40th chapter. I mean, there's a lot of reading in the Most High. I mean, they're worth reading on your own. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to get to the good parts. There's just a couple precepts out of these few chapters. Actually, it'll be in the 40th chapter, and I'm going to jump over to the 42nd chapter as well. Job 40, and I'm going to start at verse 3. Job responds to the Lord, because the first two are about the challenges when he's telling him, hey, I did all these things. And I kind of hit that when I read, from Sirach, the 11th chapter. 14th verse. Okay. All things and riches and poverty, all that comes from the Lord, right? Wisdom and all that, right? It says, then Job replied, but I mean, he gets in depth with it in these chapters with Job, right? Because Job never charged it to the Most High, but he didn't have a good mentality about what he was going through. Though he accepted it, right? It says, then Job replied to the Lord, I am nothing. How could I, this is in the NLT, excuse me. I am nothing. How could I ever find the answers without him giving it to us, right? I will cover my mouth with my hand. I have said too much already. I have nothing more to say. Okay? So he's taking the humble route. Now, when you jump over a couple chapters, verse 1, it says, Job replied to the Lord, Yahweh again, right? It says, and it's in LT again, it says, I know that you can do anything and no one can stop you. You ask, who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorance? Okay, not understanding what the Most High is doing. And that's what that lady was about. It was all ignorance, man. And even the guy in the video before that. You guys ask these human level questions, man, to an eternal Godhead. You don't get it. Okay? You don't understand. All right? He continues to say, it is I, and I was talking about things, he called himself out. It was I, and I was talking about things I knew nothing about. Things far too wonderful for me. You said, listen, and I will speak. I have some questions for you, and then you must answer them. And that's what was in them chapters, 30, 38 and 39, and even in 40. Shit, and 41, right? It says, in 41, he went into Leviathan, man. Like, who's really seen Leviathan like that, man? And he went into the details of Leviathan, right? Anyway, it says, I had only heard about you before, but now I have seen you with my own eyes. I take back everything I said. I sit in the dust and ashes to show my repentance. Okay, and he repented. And then what does the next heading say? Conclusion, the Lord blesses Job. Okay. And I'll read a little bit of this. I mean, it goes down a few verses. Yeah, 7th verse I'm at now. It says, after the Lord Yahweh finished speaking to Job, he said to Eliphaz the Temanite, I am angry with you and your two friends, for you have not spoken accurately about me, as my servant Job has. Right? So take 7 bulls and 7 rams and go to my servant Job and offer a burnt offering for yourselves. My servant Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer on your behalf. Yeah, I'm doing the service of a Levite. I will not treat you as you deserve, for you have not spoken accurately about me, as my servant Job has. So Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite did as the Lord commanded them, and the Lord accepted Job's prayer. When Job prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes. In fact, the Lord gave him twice as much as before. Okay? And then the KJV said the Most High restores Job's fortunes. Okay, everything he took in the first chapter, then he added everything that he lost in the other chapters. In the second chapter, he restored it all, children, everything. Okay, all right, and that's that point. Now let's go back to a few other precepts. Okay, Sirach 2. I'll start at 1 anyway. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right? Set thy heart aright, get your mind right. Okay, you can't be asking dumbass questions and all of that to the Most High. You gotta be straight up and humble enough to understand that you shouldn't be, that the Most High has something good for you in store. What He's doing for you. If you're an Israelite, okay, you can't be having them dumbass thoughts about what's going on. You got to be humble about it, right? And constantly endure and take the chastisement He gives you. All right, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto Him and depart not away, no matter what's going on, right, good or bad, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. And how are you going to be increased? At least with experience, with wisdom, with understanding, okay, with knowledge, as well as with Job, he received twofold. Even though we know that Yahweh Shai said that we'll receive 100-fold. Okay? In the book of Matthew, the 19th chapter. Right? It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Okay, and that's the mindset. Okay, Job was angry about it, as the lady said, about what he was going through, but he still didn't lay the charge to the Most High. Okay, as he won't lay the charge to his elect. He won't let another man lay the charge to his elect. Right? It said, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. It's for a reason. It's for a purpose. It's for your growth. It's for your betterment. Hey, this in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, when it says, the same shall know it after death by pain. Okay? That's a good thing. The 2/3 don't understand on this side. They will after death by pain when they come back. And they're made perfect with the second covenant in the new bodies. Okay, they'll know it then. Which they didn't. It comes from the Lord. That's what they gotta go through to get there. We have to go through this adversity now to get there, and everything that we've been doing to get there. Okay, like I said, Lord willing, I'm of the elect. Right? It says, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Be patient. Stay good. Stay right. Some people, you take something away from them, they're good while they're getting. You take something. This is an Edomite mentality. They're good while you with them, but as soon as you take something away, they just complain and be angry, and they just become a bad person. Now that they ain't got all the comforts around them. Okay, well that's not how the Most High wants us to be. You don't want your kids being that way. When they don't get their way, they just troublemakers now. Just ungrateful and whatever else. I didn't want. We see this on the internet right now. They showed this past Christmas. I can't play the game with this 32-inch no-name TV. I wanted the Samsung TV. How come I can't get one? And this is done. He threw it on the ground and broke it up. And we've been seeing this. And this is something you didn't really see out of Jake. This was the little Edomite kids we used to see this out of. Whining and throwing tantrums. You'd be like, your parents would be like, man, I'll whoop their ass right there in the store or wherever, wherever. Now, this is becoming you Jake kids doing this shit. Spoiled little brats like little Edomite kids. That ain't for you, man. The Most High don't want that. Right? Verse 5, which is the point now, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, the most precious metals are tried in the fire, and acceptable men that are accepted by the Most High in the furnace of adversity, in the fire of tribulation, in the fire of difficulty, of trial. Okay? Things that we got to go through. All right? And I pulled this Sirach 27, and I couldn't remember why at first, but it just hit me while I pulled it, right? I'll start at verse 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord Yahweh, his house shall soon be overthrown. As when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remain, so the filth of man is in his talk. And you saw the filth happening when Job, throughout the book of Job, in the conversations. You can see what a bad mentality was when his wife brought up, oh, well, you might as well curse the Most High and die. If you lose, you done lost everything. You're like, man, I still got my life, though. And it just goes to show you can have a bad life, but the Most High could turn it around quick. And he said that, actually, it's in the same book, Sirach. Let me grab it. Yeah, this chapter Sirach 11 again. Verse 12, again, there's another that is slow and needeth help, wanting ability and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Lord looked upon him for good and set him up from his low estate. Okay? And lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. That's going to happen to the elect. The 5th chapter of Wisdom of Solomon goes into that a little bit. Okay, I'm reading it again, 14, right? Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord. Wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the law. And that's the most valuable thing on the planet. It's not the monetary things, but it's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding you get from having prosperity and then having adversity, having life and death, and poverty and riches. Okay? All of these different adverse situations that the Lord sends us through. Okay, because because you can see Jake now, man, has just been downtrodden and broke their whole life. Some of them, they never want nothing more because they've never had nothing. But when you have something like Job had, and then it's taken away, yeah, it seems to sting a little more. But those that really understand, man, you be like, man, I had it before, I can get it again. Or Lord willing, the Lord, with a righteous mind now, spiritual mind, Lord willing, the Lord give me something better. He took it from me because I didn't need that, but maybe he give me something better. Okay. Jumping down to it. Let me see. We don't want to read those right now. That's good. 21. Marvel not at the work of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. That's what he did to Job, right? The blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly. And suddenly he maketh his blessing flourish. Suddenly, on an instant, right? Say not, what profit is there of my service? And this goes into what Job was doing righteous, and it goes what the elect is doing righteous. Because he was doing something right to get the blessings that he had, talking about Job in the first place, that she was quite, oh, he had it all. Why do you Edomites is gonna have a bath? It's gonna be entertaining, man. Watching how hard y'all take that first year in the kingdom is gonna be golden, man. That alone, blessed is the man that get to see the fall of his enemy. Man, it's like the greatest thing that we're gonna get, man. To be able to watch them first few years of how Edomites crash out, man. They ain't prepared for what's coming. The end of this thing and then the beginning of the kingdom is gonna be amazing to be able to witness how the earth responds to being glorified, to the Israelites being glorified. Okay, man, and then watching Yahushua take command of the earth and watch all the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, come to fruition, man, on our behalf. It's gonna be man. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, I dream about a day like that, man. I fantasize about a day like that, so to speak. Okay, it says, man, it says, say not what profit is there of my service, and what good things shall I have there, hereafter? Again, say not, I have enough and possess many things, and what evil shall I have hereafter? Because like Job, it could be taken away in a moment's notice. Job had it all. He had more than enough. But then in the Most High, let Satan take it all in an instant. Job stayed patient, endured, went through adversity and everything, was patient, and then the Most High gave it back. Had a conversation with him, gave him some understanding, and he gave it back twofold. Doubled up what he had. All right? Yeah. 25 and 26. 25 says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And that's to be remembered now, to comfort us now in these times. All the affliction that we're going through now, man, when the elect are beamed up, we're going to forget all about all the affliction we ever went through, man, because it'll be prosperity to be with the Lord. Right? It says, and in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. Okay, we had a good one time, and that's going to be the adverse to everybody else, the 2/3, more so the Edomites. Okay, that's really where that hits hard at. 26, for it is an easy thing unto the Lord Yahweh in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. Okay, remember that. It's an easy thing. If you've been righteous, he can reward you with blessings. If you've been wicked, you may have been winning this whole time, but if you've been wicked, he can reward you with evil, right, on the day of your death. All right? Go back. So I'll read Sirach 27 and 4 again. As when one sifteth with a sieve, the refuse remaineth, so the filth of man is in his talk. Okay? So watch your mouth, man. Watch how you think. Watch how you consider things. Okay? Especially how you speak on things, right? The furnace proveth the potter's vessel. Going through adversity proves what you're made of, what cloth you're cut from. And like I said earlier, the elect are cut from a different cloth, and as Job is cut from a different cloth. Okay? So the trial of man is in his reasoning. Okay? How you reason with things. If you go through something bad, yeah, the Most High is blessing me with this, man, because he wants me to truly appreciate this situation. Then he took this from me. Then he took this person from me. For this reason. Dang, it feels like he took this person from me, not because he wants to punish me, but he wants to see if I'm going to remain humble about it. Other people passed away and you had good things to say and positive things about the Most High, but when it came to you, were you that same way? Did you keep that same mindset? Did you keep those positive things you said to others? Is that how you're still conducting yourself? Like you still feel the way they feel when they lost? Okay? And then it goes to say in verse 6, the fruit declares that the tree had been dressed. If you're really cut from this certain cloth, man, the fruit, the things that the conduct, the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you think is going to prove if that's what it is. Okay? The fruit of this proves if you've been dressed. So is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man. Okay? So is the utterance of conceit in the heart of man. So you got to be careful with how you think about things. Okay? So when, like I said, good or bad, you got to understand to praise the Heavenly Father for it, man, and appreciate it. And that's why I said, I didn't read that when I read it in Hebrews, which is in Hebrews 12 and 5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you. Yep. Salakia. Yep, and we know it up above says that's pretty good. But 5 again, it says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. When you're corrected, With what? Scourges of amendment, right? When you're corrected with what? With rebukes, with adversity, with trial by fire. All right. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Okay? This is a beautiful place to be with the Lord. Hey man, if you look at getting in trouble and the coaches tell you this in sports, the coach is on you always constantly correcting you, and that's because he appreciates you. Sometimes he'll use that to weed people out, and we see that even in this truth. But the elect will be edified by it and built up and make the changes and appreciate it. You learn to appreciate the Most High getting on you, the leaders getting on you. You learn to appreciate it because it's like, man, they really care about me. Let me take heed. Don't. The apostle did the nigger woman video. Get that nigger woman spirit up out of you or whatever. I forgot the title exactly, but you gotta get that nigger woman off you, man. You know, that whole mentality to where you're like, man, you got to get that off you. That pride, man, get that off you. This is for your benefit, going through these things. When I go through negativity, it's for my benefit. No different as it can be if just because you got something good, don't mean it's always positive for you. Okay, and you got to keep that mentality. All right, it continues to say, if you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons, for what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? And if you be without chastisement, where all are partakers, ye are bastards and not sons. And I want to be a son of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And I want to get in without death by pain, man. I mean, beheaded is one thing, but I don't want to get in as a 2/3, man. Okay? I want to get in as one of the elect. All right, Lord willing. Now, a couple more precepts, and that probably that might be only like one or so more. Let me see what I had. Yeah, this was the last one that I had. Okay. Yeah, I might as well read from verse 3. Okay, because these are all negative situations, but they got all positive outcomes, if you will. Okay, Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Right? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see power or see God. Right? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets that were before you. Okay, so we've been through this, man, and this is the way to get there. Persecution is the right way to test us, man, to see if we're gonna keep a good mindset on it. Like Job even had to check himself. Oh, hold on, I'm tripping. I've said too much already. And when you go through the book of Job, man, he wasn't laying it to the Most High, but he's like, nah, man, I've been good. You just like, I don't really deserve this. I don't know why it's coming on me, but it must be for a reason. He's just going through on and on and on. Okay, they're like, man, you must be wicked, bro. You going through it. You what did you do? Who did you? Just going at him. Okay, but the mindset that we gotta have as all these perils come upon us, all these adversities and scourges come upon us, has to be of a right mentality, man. It has to be the right way that we look at it and like, you know what? This is for a reason. This is for a positive reason. Oh, there's one I'm thinking, man. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Bear with me. 1 Peter 2:19. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience mindset, right, mind state, toward the Most High, endure grief, suffering wrongfully, right, For what glory is it if, when ye are buffeted for your faults, ye take it patiently? But if, when you do well, you suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable of the Most High. Okay, and that's the mindset that Job gained at the end of everything. That's the same mindset that the elect will gain. Okay, it's okay for us. He's not the villain. The Most High is not the villain for giving us the experience of being a have-not, of going through this punishment. We earned it, and that's why I wasn't gonna read it. But it said it basically here. For what 20, because there was another one in Romans 13, but it says, for what glory is it if, when ye are buffeted for your faults, hey, we didn't keep the statute, laws, and commandments. We had to go through these curses. You shall take it patiently. Okay, a lot of Jake don't realize that we go through these curses because we didn't keep that. They don't know that's the reason why. But if, when you do well, you suffer for it, and so he that turns to righteousness maketh himself a prey. Hey, we still get punished when we turn to righteousness? Yes. To prove that you really want to be righteous, that you just gotta be righteous no matter what. That you really love me no matter what. Okay? You take it patiently. This is acceptable to the Most High, man. So I think that hit the point. It was more than I, thought I would be reading towards, but hey, it's all in the spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying. So I'd like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rachach Wadash, double honor to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopefully elect. To the next one. Shalom.